I
Dude,
can't believe you jinxed it. Now someone's gonna die. Like, someone's actually going to die,
like,
both in character and in real life because
yeah,
of you.
but honestly, if one of us dies
Everyone roll
now,
a 1d5. Let's see who it is.
if one of us dies now, like that's fine, really. Like,
we can all die happy that we have achieved this once.
And don't worry, if everyone rolls well, Amber will just get shot in the head, but she's already dead, so it's negated. It's all good.
She's certainly dead inside and outside.
And just all around, really.
it's like a
Alrighty.
like a medium.
I-
Can I just say, Ember is like a medium steak, but with being dead.
That is the best I've ever heard. And with that, we should probably start the session because we have been live for a minute or two, I think. Anono likes to sneak this on us.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Unfortunately,
And,
nobody said anything embarrassing, but maybe next time.
Yeah, no, it carries my sources
Now
security.
time to say something incredibly racist to open up the episode. It's all good.
Do you want Anono's Twitch channel to get suspended?
Yes!
Destroy it. No one will know.
Anyway,
Okay, yeah, time for the game.
everybody, welcome to another session of Mountain Campaign. The second this year, I believe. Yeah,
Wait,
the
have you
second
done
this
it
year.
before?
Wait, what?
And last session, we had part 2 of the Big Siege, where we had a little guest spot by Punished Xavier. And we beat Tom, and we beat His Holiness Park Choi, an high official of the old theocracy. And then Rana Akanebai swooped in and mopped up the rest. And in the process, the spearhead got well and truly destroyed again.
Whoops.
So let's look how that's looking. Let's see how that's looking. So as you can see, if you zoom out,
Mm-hmm.
it's looking pretty good. It's not too bad.
It's just a little exploded. You can
It's
still
not
eat it.
completely destroyed.
Oh, the best part was none of the new stuff loaded in right yet. I'm like, what damage are you talking about? I don't see any. Oh, there it is. There it is.
But
Just before your eyes, the thing falls apart.
Wow, these repairs must have been trash.
like it's a little exploded. It's fine. You can still eat it.
But yeah, it's been a day or two. Post-processing of the whole ordeal took a while, but the Spearhead has now officially been declared an outpost of the police, and so it has a police guard stationed there. There's
Oh,
some here. There's a few here.
Oh yeah, we did offer that to them, didn't we?
Yep.
Oops.
Do you not remember the trade?
That you made?
Rana is,
Something the owner?
Rana is sharing Leo's bed.
I was gonna say, Rana's sleeping. What, Leo? Holy shit!
The ultimate twist.
Oh no, but their family.
Brumbo is sharing Sandy's bed.
Ooh, I like that. Rock on.
But yeah,
you lesbians.
you're all pretty much you slept pretty much an entire day. Even Amber, which is still weird for you because you didn't used to.
I don't sleep. What? How?
Phew, good thing there was no nightmare.
The ultimate twist is that Amber is slowly becoming a living girl.
Well,
You're
sleep is
a
the
real
cousin of
boy
death.
now.
She's
not
slowly
that far.
becoming a living person.
The being
I
alive
thought
wasn't
dementia was death cousin.
like the being alive
It's a
was
big
within
family.
you all along.
I thought it was Ted. Ted was Death's cousin.
What?
Some random guy called Ted.
It's fine. Unfortunately, we can save this. We can rebuild it. We have the technology.
Welcome to the cyber bar.
We can make it funnier.
But yeah, repairs are ongoing. As you can see, some materials have already been delivered. And today we're going to do a little bit of a roleplay session. Not much in the way of action, but we're going to get some character development.
Mm.
Oh shit! I knew I shouldn't showed up.
We're going to start with Hugo.
Yep.
So, Hugo, you wake up and your body's just your body's destroyed. You've never done so much manual labor and physical activity in your life. It's probably double the calories you've burned in the past 2 days than in your life combined previously.
That's
And
several million calories.
You're really not feeling super duper well.
I think I'm just gonna stay in bed then for a while. Like I don't even feel like
All right.
I don't even no. I mean I don't even feel like getting up. I just wanna lay in bed, sigh very loudly, very dramatically, and mope around. Maybe do a little walk around for attention, but
yeah, you hear people around you getting up and moving about. It's about midday now, and
well, eventually I'm gonna be dragged out, right?
yeah, eventually.
Through force of will of people leaving the rooms, you will eventually be dragged out.
You hear ferret skittering in the room next to you. And you hear steps closing in on your room. And a knock on the door.
Yes. Who is it?
Oh boy, you really do have a flair for the dramatic, don't you?
I'm not dramatic. I'm just passionate.
Uh-huh. I've seen you passionately moping about, rich boy.
I want to go home. I don't want to be here anymore.
Uh-huh. I think that's gonna be a little difficult with that thing on your arm.
Oh, I don't even know how this happened. I just wanted to come here and develop my art and take some nice portraits, and I got all carried away into this silly thing, and I don't even like this place.
From one of the pockets on her SWAT vest that she's not taken off in the last 2 days once. She pulls a big fat cigar and lights it. So, you came here for a little disaster tourism, huh?
Well, not really. I wouldn't call it that. It was more a study.
Take pictures of the poor people, the war-torn.
Well, when you say it like that, but that's not how it was supposed to be. Think about it as telling your story to the world.
Uh-huh. That's why I've seen you talk to the natives a grand total of 0 times since you've been here.
That's not true. I talked to Lo plenty of times.
Wow.
She takes a big drag of her cigar, like a solid inch of cigar goes
Best
to
part is
ash.
you're not even supposed to take drags off cigars. That's the best part.
Solid inch of it goes to ash. And she blows it out through her nose before she speaks. you do realize that your buddy Low hardly counts as a native.
I don't know. He was born here, wasn't he? I think that counts. Anyway, it's pretty hard to go around studying and talking to people when you're tied to these other three guys. I mean, I can't go around. I can't talk to people. I can barely take any pictures. We've been stuck in this one district for I don't know how long, for what feels like months upon months.
Yeah, time can drag, can't it? But I'm actually going to talk to you guys about that a little bit later. But just now we're talking about you, buddy. And she points at you with her cigar. You don't like us very much, do you?
Who's us?
You know, us, the mountain people.
Oh, I don't know. I don't really like anybody, so you guys don't fall lower than that. It's just, I don't know.
We don't fall lower than that. Well, if that's not a compliment, I don't know what is.
Well, it means you're not worse than anyone else, so no, I don't hate you in particular, but I don't know. I've been around the world in all kinds of places, and you know, I always find some cultural point to relate to or to discuss. Some people dealing in art or I don't know, but there's nothing here, and I know that war kind of doesn't help with that, but still, where's the painters? Where's the poets? Where's the videographers? Where's everybody?
A good portion of them are in the graveyard, my friend.
And what about the rest?
Well, I guess some of them are in the shelters of Campus Town,
Where?
the university district. You didn't even read the pamphlet on the helicopter ride over, did you?
It crashed.
Yeah, it crashed above the city. It's a 4-hour helicopter flight till you get there.
Well, I was looking at the view
Uh-huh.
and talking to natives.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I didn't know you have a university.
Yeah, we're just some dumb mountain sheep herders, aren't we?
Your words.
Oh boy.
I haven't even seen any sheep since I've been here.
You really need to work on your social arts, you know that? For somebody studying a liberal arts degree, you don't do much of the liberal stuff, do you?
I do my own stuff. I let the camera speak for me.
Yeah, so you don't have to get into the awkward situation of having to speak yourself, do you?
Exactly. I didn't go to study public speaking or writing. I take pictures. That's my thing.
She takes a long drag of her cigar again. Well, you know, my thing used to be chess. And now my thing is being a cop. But I do other things. And she gives a significant look at the wall that connects to Ferret's room, and by extension, the wall that also would theoretically go further to Leo's room.
Okay. Well, that's nice for you, but what does this have to do with me?
Point is, you can't let your art define you.
Well, I think if you knew a little bit more about art, you'd understand that art can't be defined. It is the man who defines the art, not the other way around. And art, for me, is life. You might have to deal with
that's all nice and good, but if it's it's the man that defines the art, you should put some effort into becoming a man.
Oh, that's real mature.
What I mean is, you're acting very childish. The first thing you said to me when we met was that you're filthy, stinking rich and you want out of the city.
Well, it's true.
Yeah, but you knew at the time that you couldn't. You knew you had the bracer on.
But you're a police officer. You're supposed to help me. That's why I came to you.
No, you didn't come to me to ask for help. You came to me to demand a solution.
What's the difference?
Oh boy. Listen, I don't have kids. I don't intend to get any, so I can't explain it all to you. But the point is, for what I think is the first time in your life, you're facing actual hardship. And you should take this not as a burden, but as a possibility of growth. You get what I'm saying?
Listen, lady. I know I might look all dainty and nice and like I don't know anything, but that's not true. I've been through plenty in my life and you don't know me, okay? You don't know my story. I've seen
Well, tell me your
hardships.
story.
I've had to work for things, not like manual labor, but I had to put in effort for stuff. I have my
Well, what do you
reasons and I know what I like to do and what I do and what I do well. So don't come all preachy
What are
to
you
me,
putting
okay?
effort into now?
What's that?
What are you putting effort into right now?
Moping. I mope with the best of them. Besides, there's nothing else for me to do right now. I want to take pictures, but I can't. Taking pictures of everybody in here as much as I can.
Well, we're gonna work on that a little bit later. But for now, we still have to help Sandy rebuild the spearhead. And I think everybody would appreciate it and see it as a sign of good faith if you helped with a little more vigor. Not saying you haven't been helping, but you've let everybody know how much you hate it. And that's not made you many friends.
I'm not looking for any friends right now. But if it'll make you leave me alone, fine. I'll put in some more effort. But promise you'll help me go home.
I'll help you go home. Don't worry about it.
Good. And Hugo gets up from the bed and walks past the... Forgot her name.
Rana.
Yeah,
I should probably activate the nameplate, shouldn't I?
and that would help.
Yeah, who the fuck are you?
I can't believe I hate Hugo now.
Hey, character growth doesn't always have to be positive.
Plot twist. Hugo is the villain. His boss fight lasts 3 minutes because we crit him once and he goes down.
Okay.
At least that'll be better than Tom.
At least you'll be better than Tom.
You know, your room is especially unstable, Hugo.
Rocks fall, Hugo dies.
That's it.
Rain falls, Hugo dies.
All right, it's a few days later when we transition to the next scene. Brumbo has straight up been deleted. No.
Oh, just
Gone from existence.
erased from existence. I guess we're post Thanos snap now.
Kind of. Let me just clean this all up a little bit.
I can't believe Tom died off screen, you guys.
I just and it wasn't even through our fault. He just caught measles and he couldn't recover. Just
And
they had the medical supplies to keep him alive. Oh well.
we join Sandy as she cleans up her room. She hasn't really let any of the big workers into her room, even though there's still kind of a hole in her wall. And she's putting in some effort, and she's put out most of her furniture again, but it's kind of slow going with one arm. This is your cue, Vagu.
Yeah, I was going to ask to make sure. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Fuck. Hulda. It's me, Hulda.
Who am I?
Come in. You see Sandy struggling with putting up her spear rack.
Need a hand?
She gives you a deadpan look. That would be nice, yes.
So, how are you dealing with all of this?
I wish people would stop asking that.
Oh?
She starts rummaging in the stuff that lies where her dresser fell, and putting it into the drawers quite angrily.
Is it the cops thing?
It's the cops. It's the fucking trauma response team. It's fucking Ferret and Brumble, and everybody keeps asking me how I'm dealing with things. My bar got blown up again. I'm dealing with it again. She moves on to dust off her desk with such ferocity that she knocks down her placemat.
I was drawing a blank.
Improvise.
I don't know social situations. I'm panicking. You know, it's good actually getting back to work. This has been too long of a vacation.
She turns her head slightly to you. What do you mean vacation?
Everyone just, back home, we used to be a smallish, town. You know, had to run around all day and all night helping everyone. Sooner or later, most people left, so decided to, get away from it, take a vacation.
You know, I don't think I've ever really asked where home is for you.
It's somewhere near Anime Europe?
What do you mean somewhere near? What's the town called? You don't know what your hometown was called. It did have a name, right?
Yes.
Can't remember own hometown name. Oh, no.
It was... Sure, let's go with Peachburg.
Peachburg, huh? I don't think I've ever heard of it. You said it was a really small place?
Yeah, lived near mountains. There wasn't really anything close by. Just, those small villages that exist only to be nowhere.
Can't really say I relate. I lived in a really big town.
Yeah, this place is weird. You have all of these magic boxes.
You mean computers?
Is that what they're called?
You didn't have computers in Peachburg.
Nah. Why?
Hold
What
on,
do
how
you
old
do
are
with
you?
one?
How old are you, Hulda?
Therapy?
Question.
Nah, more like saying it just carefully.
You confuse me a little bit, Hulda.
The witches back home told me that, it was better to seem older, command more respect.
The witches, so that hat's not just a fashion statement for you.
Oh, no. I used to run around helping animals and people. What is it called when the babies come out?
Midwifery.
Give birth.
No, that's profession.
Birth.
Midwifery.
Midwife
Wait,
is
is that-
a profession.
Yeah, but I mean the
Yeah,
act of
birth.
doing it.
I've said it like 3 times now. Birth.
I helped
Well,
out.
the profession of the person who helps women give birth is midwife.
Yeah, but I was thinking about the action
Yeah, that's.
of the person doing it.
The
Yeah.
action
I
is
think
to
that's
give
birth.
birth. It's not.
Yeah.
There's not a
I
specific.
said it like.
Yeah.
Am I muted?
Giving
Can you hear me?
No.
We
I think
can
there's
hear
an
you.
echo. in here.
Okay. Jesus.
I can't believe Ghost is God. Sometimes I can still hear his voice. Her voice. My fault.
Always helping out people who's been hurt or think they're sick. Most of the time, it just then
Sandy.
imagining it.
Sandy scratches her chin with the tip of her spear, which had been leaning next to her desk. I didn't think actual witches still existed.
Well, it might not in the big cities, apparently. But they're semi-common. Every town has at least one of them.
Your region must be pretty shut off if you don't have computers.
Yeah. What do you even do with one?
What don't you do with one? She turns on the computer. You can do pretty much anything with computers these days. Like, what is something you would like to do?
Normally just walk around the town helping people.
All right, let's go on Gronkle. Let's see.
What?
That's
Bronco.
Tells you the state of the internet when you have to think about the websites that help people.
I'll explain social media another time.
That string pit.
The
Wait.
point is, on Gronkle, we can probably find some people who need help.
Wait, how is staring at a magic box social?
Maybe.
It's a computer. Stop calling it a magic box. People will think you're weird.
Okay, computer.
Yes. Apparently, it means something like I forget what it means. I was never good. I was never good at Latin. My thing was
Wait, isn't
more.
that the fancy priest language?
Sorry, what did you say?
Isn't that language all of those fancy priests keep using?
Oh, so you have encountered some of the religious folk, have you?
Yes, they keep wanting to burn witches for some reason.
Yeah. Again, something I'll have to explain another time. Or I'll just show you Lexopedia.
What?
If I do remember my comparative religions class right, witches do value knowledge, right?
Yes.
Boy, will you love Lexopedia. And she opens a web browser and brings you to Lexopedia. And see, this has basically all human knowledge.
Huh.
You just type in a topic you're interested in up in that little box there, and it shows you an article about it.
Types in not herbalism. I guess a thing where you use herbs to make medicine.
That would be herbalism.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Pretty much.
What's that like herbalism thing where you like mess with herbs and stuff?
Is it,
That herbalist thing where you do herbalism.
can I buy an E?
I would like to
Buy
buy
this word.
the word, please.
Oh yeah, she types in herbalism, and a whole big article appears on the screen and shows you all kinds of things, the history of herbalism, and it even mentions witches.
Oh, what does it say about witches?
It says that witches were a superstitious group in ancient medieval anime Europe, but were that believed that herbs had magical powers, but they were extinguished by the church. It
What?
doesn't say what kind of church. It just says the church.
God damn it! Has the church made everyone forget about us?
Well, I learned in college that witches didn't exist anymore.
This needs to be fixed. How did they make everyone forget? I guess search for witches.
It shows you an article with that depicts kind of the classical witch image that people know about. You know, the green skin, warts on the face, and it says that the church hunted them for their blasphemous beliefs, and that they were extinguished, and that some legends say that one coven of witches escaped to a remote mountainous area, but these have not been able to be substantiated.
So I guess we were the last ones.
It would seem so.
Huh.
How many witches were there in your region?
5? Maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less. It sort of depends. Most of them are old. Might have taken in some apprentices. We get taken when we're young. Haven't really known much else in witching.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting that feeling.
Which is why I decided to take a trip. Try to take a break.
You said the people left your village?
Yeah, went for the big cities. The youngsters were sick of living in nowhere.
Which big cities? And Hulda, you realized that as you traveled out of your region, you didn't really see any big cities on your travels.
I don't actually know. This is the first time I've been out of the village.
Huh.
Or the neighboring ones. No, you don't really have time to travel when you're the person helping everyone.
Yeah, I can imagine that taking up a lot of your time.
Yes. So I did it from I woke up to I went to bed. Always someone.
And did you live alone?
Mostly. Sometimes the other witches visited. None of the people, though. They normally only came when they needed something.
Aw, that sounds sad.
Well, the other witches said that we need to. They're just afraid, and we're too important.
Sounds lonely.
Yes. Yes, it was. I was stubborn. I stayed a while, even though most people had left. Just buried one of the last people before I left. I would think most of everyone else have left now.
Do you miss your home?
I miss how it used to be. Things changed. No one is there anymore.
Yeah, I often miss how things used to be too, and she gives a meaningful look to the stump where her arm used to be.
What did happen there?
Oh, it's I usually say it's a long story to avoid talking about it, but actually it really isn't.
Was there a farming accident?
No. The nearest farm from where I lived was like a day's travel away.
Huh. What
Yeah.
kind of place is this?
Oh, it's this place in America. It's called San Angeles. It's a real big city on the coast.
It's next to Floridadle. Everyone knows.
But yeah, do you know what a cheerleader is?
No. They sound like someone who's good at cheering, though.
Oh yeah, I was real good. And she pulls up Gronkelwitz, and types in something real fast, faster than you can really read it, and brings up the video. And on the video, you see a much younger Standy with long hair and a braid and wearing a cheerleader uniform, and she still has both her arms. And they do a really acrobatic routine, and it becomes clear quite quickly that Sandy was the leader of the troop.
Well, yeah, you were the cheerleader.
Well, that's not actually what it means.
Wait, what? Then what is the significance of the leader
See-
part in that?
See, all the girls are cheerleaders. I was head cheerleader.
Ah, it's like witches.
Weird. It's weird. Common is weird like that sometimes.
Yes.
But yeah, I was at the top of of the world, really. I had a lot of friends, or at least I thought I did. And yeah, then, and she gives another meaningful look to her arm stump. She apparently doesn't really like to talk about it all that much.
Well, you seem nice. Or,
Oh, I was a total bitch.
Oh? Why?
Well, how was it in your village? Like, how were people to each other?
I mean, they had to share most things. Most things went around. You know, we're a village, we're self-sustaining, everyone had something the rest needed.
Did they like each other?
Some did, some didn't. You had the family feuds.
Yeah, well, you see, in the big town where I lived, or at least at my high school and later my college, all the girls really hated each other, and I hated all of them. But we all pretended to be friends because we wanted to get up in the world. You don't really get it, do you?
I do. Sounds a lot like witches.
Huh.
We're extra nice to each other when we really hate. To the ones we really hate.
You don't do acrobatics, do you?
No. Should I?
She looks you up and down. No, I don't think you have the body type. But my
Okay.
point is, everybody expected me to be the best, always, and I was. But it was so stressful, and part of that was why I hated everybody else. And then, one day, during practice, I set my foot wrong. Like, for years, I tried to blame it on the other girls that they didn't grab me right, but no. I set my foot wrong and I fell off the pyramid. And she pauses the video, which had been looping, and shows you a 4-tiered pyramid of girls with her on the top.
Huh.
And I fell off the pyramid, and I fell into a doorway, and it was a fire doorway. And it closed, and I was on one side, and my arm was on the other side. Yeah. Everything kind of went to hell from there.
Yeah.
Naturally, I couldn't be in the cheerleading squad anymore, and suddenly nobody wanted to be my friend anymore.
We had some people like that, but you seem to be doing better than them. We had some people that lost a limb at certain points, and some of them just kind of ended up alone in the room, just kind of not even taking care of themselves anymore.
Yeah, I
Not a
was
pretty
I was
sight when
like
you're
that.
the only one coming over.
I
Doesn't smell
was
good.
like that for a while, but nobody really came over. Hell, my parents barely visited me.
What?
Yeah. You see, my parents were really, 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 really rich. So I kind of had we had this big, oh God, it's so weird to remember all this. We had this big estate, and I kind of had my own house like at 16, I was living in my own house that would have given room to like 3 or 4 families.
Huh.
I don't
I-
imagine anybody in your village had that level of wealth.
No, normally entire families live together. From grandparents to the children.
Yeah,
This place is probably bigger than that.
I saw my parents like once a week during Sunday dinner, normally. And after the accident, that became even less. So yeah, I was in a pretty bad place.
Yeah. How are you doing better? You seem to
Oh,
be
yeah.
doing well for yourself.
I'm doing much better these days. What actually helped me a lot was the Mountain Nation philosophy.
And that is?
The philosophy of self improvement. They call it I always have such trouble pronouncing it. Kulang Hu? Something like that. Lo can probably pronounce it better. But yeah, one time I think it was a year and a half after the accident, a martial artist from the Mountain Nation visited my town and gave demonstrations, and I went there. And after the demonstration, I talked to him a lot because he only had one leg. He didn't use any crutches. He didn't have a prosthetic. But if you didn't focus on his missing leg and you just watched him, sometimes it seemed like he still had both legs. It was so weird.
Was it magic?
Oh no.
I've heard people with phantom limbs.
No, he moved like he still had both legs.
Almost like he was possessed.
Huh.
But yeah, after that show, I got to talking to him, and he agreed to teach me. Sadly, he was already pretty old when he went on his tour, and he died about half a year later. So I decided to travel to the Mountain Nation, and here I am.
Are there many who follow these mentality group?
Oh yeah, it's pretty much the way of life in the Mountain Nation.
Oh, most of what I've seen are the mafia or some sort of cult, or I guess the church.
Same.
Well, the mafia, they're like 80% foreigners.
That does explain the skin color.
She giggles a little bit. You know, I feel a lot better having told you all this. I haven't talked to anybody about the accident pretty much since I came here.
It's good that you feel better.
Thanks a lot.
And remember, if you ever need me, or if you ever need anything, which can normally help.
And I think that's a
Yeah.
good point to end the scene. And
And scene.
I like
1 second.
real quick in my improv group, we like have like a scene ending gesture akin to like drawing the curtain. And anytime someone ends a scene here, I kind of want to do that, but then I have to like.
Yes,
That'd be
the
fine.
drama teacher sits out of her chair and just, all right, scene over, guys. Let's get ready to do the next one.
We don't have a teacher.
Oh.
We're all individuals except for the one that collects the money. She's
Yes.
she sometimes gets to saying things.
Give me a second here, guys.
It's fine. So fucking yeah, we got a whole last unicorn situation on our hands. And shit, man, I'm serious. I really would not like sad backstory. Man,
Yeah, that was pretty sad.
That was pretty.
I'm glad I got to tell it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And fuck the mafia. Hot new take.
Fuck the mafia.
Hot new
Breaking
take
news.
delivered to
Local
you.
woman says, fuck the mafia.
Hot new take delivered to you fresh from the Mount campaign. Fuck the mafia, man. Fuck them.
All right, for the third scene, you guys, it's again a few days later. Most of the repairs on the spearhead have been performed, and to celebrate, Brumbo and Sandy, who have become quite a cute couple, take you to a restaurant in one of the highest buildings of the guilds. And unnoticed to you, Amber slips out during this lunch and goes to the rooftop. Let me just get the Amber token, which I totally didn't forget to grab.
And we're still waiting. She's fumbling with the lock on the door.
God
Someone
damn it! But
I never had any problems with these stupid locks before. All right, there we go.
And there is the dish that you were looking for to plug your phone into.
Perfect. Pulling out of mysterious undisclosed location a satellite phone with a bunch of other doohickeys stuck to it that clearly looks like it's both made with purpose, but also looks like some complete bozo just taped a bunch of electronics together. He plugs in one part to the satellite and then dials a phone number on the actual phone part. All right,
And
well,
now,
let's see if this
pay
works.
attention. We have special effects here.
Sorry, let me try that again.
Ta-da!
Ah, shit.
Dun, dun,
Budget.
No, that's
That's
production
graphic.
value.
Budget in our cutscenes, it's more likely than you
Kodak
think.
call, baby.
You dial the number and it rings. And as you expected, the ringtone is not the normal doot 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 you get, but it's a chiptune version of "Fight for Your Right to Party" by the Beastie Boys.
Mm-hmm.
And after a while, this sign appears on the screen,
Finally.
and then fades again. Sorry, I did a lot of special effects for this scene.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell.
I get my own special map, guys. Take that, nerds. Who's the truly
then-
most wealthy character in Mountain Campaign, you plebeians?
Then a shadowy face appears on your screen. Hello, Agent.
Ooh, sorry, I'll shut up.
How has insertion progressed?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say it's about like like a 2.
That does sound out of parameters.
Yeah, well, last time I checked, getting chained to some like heroing adventure party wasn't part of the deal.
Explain, Agent.
Well, when you hijacked that guy's freaking epithet to get me here, I didn't expect that I'd also get teleported into the guy's freaking shackles.
That seems very much out of parameters.
Yeah, obviously.
How have you dealt with this situation?
Fortunately, there hasn't really been many opportunities to deal with it.
How many others are involved?
See, starts counting on her fingers. Like at least possibly 10 to 12 ish.
All wearing these shackles.
No, not all, but there's definitely other parties.
We did suspect that there were other organizations working in the city. Have you been able to confirm this?
Yes, you have at least one standard criminal organization, the Mafia. Fortunately, we won't be able to buy them. Yeah, we won't be able to buy them off this time, unfortunately.
We'll have to consider how to terminate them.
They should be easy enough. But anyway, the next organization is the interesting one. There's some sort of cult dealing with, well, these shackles in particular, purple-robed bozos.
Purple robes. Do you have any other information on this organization?
Like I said, this infiltration effort has been about a 2 out of 10.
This is very worrying. You are performing well under your usual efficiency, Agent.
Well, no, duh. This isn't exactly like a hot area for any nightly activities, in case you haven't noticed.
What about these heroing adventurers you mentioned? Can you turn them into assets?
One, maybe. The rest, I don't think so.
I expect you have already been contemplating termination sequences for the others.
Won't be that simple this time. We'll need other methods to ensure we succeed this time, unfortunately. Won't be that simple.
With the situation as it is in the city, it will be difficult to bring you assistance.
I figured. Could we not just like at least send care packages or something? I mean, the orbital drop is still available, right?
It is sort of.
Well, I mean, don't remember exactly why you guys sent me out to this middle of nowhere, but I mean, there's always the last resort.
You will get a message when we have information that you have approached the target a little more.
I mean, you're not even giving me a profile this time. You're just telling me to get here. Like, what am I supposed to do with that?
Information about this region is hard to come by, even with our considerable resources. It has strengthened our position to have at least one pair of boots on the ground, though. You are helping the organization just by being there.
I mean, obviously, I've been helping. But, I mean...
Don't get snippy, Agent. Just because you usually perform above average does not mean you are indispensable. Do not forget that.
It's not easy to remember. Anyway, look, I mean, normally I don't do these sorts of full-on infiltration ops, or not solo at least.
Your unique physiology qualified you for this mission. Anyone else would have liquefied during insertion.
Yes, yes. I mean, could we have not at least tried someone else first?
We did 5 times.
Well, I mean, I guess that answers that. I don't know why I question that. Anyway.
Only your above average performance has let us slide your tendency to question.
Well, I mean, that, and I'm also one of the, I do also make money for the company, not just provide assets.
Yes, as you are prone to remind us. For now, it would probably be your best bet to remain in deep cover, but be ready to terminate and liquidate any assets that are no longer useful.
All right. I trust I'll get the proper warning for when shit hits the fan.
You will. Party on.
Party on indeed.
And the connection terminates.
You still have the filter on.
No, so and the connection terminates. Wait, no,
Yeah.
hang up, sir.
The guy says without actually.
Yeah. And someone there's like, sir, you still have the call open. Oh, shit.
Guy turns
Beep, beep, beep.
like,
Shit.
I fucking hate that. Beep, beep, beep.
Tossed his phone outside of the building. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that was about as entertaining as it always is. Well, I suppose I should get back to the party. Opens up bag of drugs. Scoops out a handful and just shoves them on her face and takes a deep breath in. All right, let's do this.
So yeah, perfectly normal conversation.
Yeah.
Nothing suspicious about that.
Yeah, I didn't notice
nothing-
anything.
Nothing sus at all.
It's just everyone's friend Amber. We trust with all of our friends.
I can't wait to get back to talking to my best friend, my most trustful ally. I would trust them with my own kids, Amber.
Together with my friend Amber, whom I trust.
Such a dependable person.
Hey Amber,
We
can
again
you...
fast forward a few
Hey,
days.
so we're gonna get one last one. Hey Amber, would you mind holding this my bank account?
We again fast
And it's gone.
forward
What do you mean it's gone?
a few days. The spearhead is mostly rebuilt, and after some discussion, Brumbo and Sandy have announced that Sandy will, for the time being, give Brumbo command of the spearhead, which will no, not yet. Don't spoil.
It's the ending of the series. Come on. It's the wedding.
And Sandy will help you with whatever you decide to do next. But first, Lo gets a message that from Rana that his wish has been arranged. And so we join this lovely scene in the prison where some familiar faces are. And this officer here walks over, and if you do not recall, when a door or window has an orange stripe on it, it means that it has grating or some kind of reinforcement. And the priest, whose name you have learned by now is Pak Choi, is on the floor and doing some form of prayer when the guard knocks onto the grate of his cell door. Hey, you have a visitor. A visitor? No, that is unusual. Yeah, well, you still have him. All right. He gets up and the guard unlocks the cell door with a hand on his gun and leads Park Choi to the visitor area.
As they walk through the window.
Whoops.
He just walks through the window. All right then.
Get through here, old.
You did
No,
not see that.
Style.
You take the window,
1000
old man.
No one this prison. All the guards are secretly T-1000s.
Crashes Park Choi through the window. Fuck you, old man.
Oh my oh, please.
Also, I can't see myself anywhere here. Where's my paw?
Give me a second, okay? Cinematics.
I just figured I would be in the, area.
Don't worry, just kinematics.
He sits down and then you appear. Bloop. Let in by that friendly guard next to you.
Bill just gives him a nod. And
He points to a part.
Yeah.
Oh, it is you, my son. How surprising.
Wu doesn't reply at first and just slowly sits down, opens up a brief or what do you have? I think Lo would be the type of person to have a rucksack.
Yeah, sounds right.
And he just sets that down and out of it pulls a folded up wooden board and two small wooden containers, sets that on the table and starts setting up a party of ghoul.
Special effects!
Looks over and says, "Care for a rematch?"
Oh, go. Very interesting choice indeed. You think you will fare better at it?
I've played it more often than checkers.
All right. If you are so eager for another lesson, let's start.
I think this is... do you have the song saved, or is...
I do.
Ooh, okay.
So, have you been thinking about what we talked about last time?
In a way.
Ooh, his opening move isn't very strong. In what way would that be, my son? Oof.
Well, what you said did give me a bit of an epiphany, which is why I'm here. I wanted to thank you.
Oh.
Though it was clearly not your intention. Your words and actions did end up setting me down the right path.
It is always my intention to send people down the right path. Which path would you say that is?
My own. You see, it's not really that I've thought too much about what specifically you said. It's that I realized that what you said didn't matter, and frankly didn't really make any sense.
Ooh,
I...
he did make a pretty strong move there.
Let's see. Look, completely just doesn't even... He's just talking, just set stones somewhere. He doesn't even care. Like, he's just like, whatever.
He doesn't even look at the board.
Yeah, he just sets down stone. Just
At first, he
maintains
moves,
eye contact.
he moves one of Park's pieces by accident.
So you don't move pieces from going, you just set down stones.
Yeah.
Really?
And then, like I said, he moved one of his pieces.
Oh no.
Park, who is looking at the board, raises an eyebrow. That seems
An excellent move.
unwise.
You're playing 3D Go. I'm playing 4D Go. We're playing checkers. Oh.
It has been. I do not have my high position in the church for nothing, son. My advice has helped many on the path to enlightenment. It would be wise to follow it.
No, you see, I've come to realize what I needed wasn't advice. The epiphany in itself is rather, when you think about it, 9 times out of 10, in a day-to-day situation, the right thing to do is almost always so incredibly obvious if you think about it for longer than a second.
Of course, to the pious man, the right way is always obvious.
And yet,
Ooh, not too
if it's so
strong.
easy, why don't people just do that? Right?
Well, you were in the sinful world of the foreigners. You should know better than anybody that there are many temptations that would beguile people to fall off the way.
No, see, that's exactly the sort of thing I'm talking about here. I didn't need advice like that. It's not even technically advice. You're not helping me with anything I'm trying to do here.
He
you
frowns, very much perturbed by what you're saying. Go on.
What I needed in that time was not... I didn't need to know what the right thing was. And I certainly didn't need to hear whatever you thought the right thing was. I already knew.
Now
all I
he just
needed
looks
was-
confused.
All I needed was the strength to do it.
But son, you know that strength comes from the Kulang Hu. He's not doing too well. The Kulang Hu has led our people for centuries.
And that's exactly it. The Kuling Hu gives you so much advice on what to do, when to do it. And again, that's exactly what I realized. I don't need that advice. Most people don't need that advice. Half of the Kuling Hu can be summarized with, don't be a dick. It's that simple.
Crude, but I
Then why don't people
reckon
do
you
it?
could say that.
When you are faced with a stranger who needs help in a tavern, why don't you help him? When...
But that's what I tried to do, son.
Okay,
Ooh,
more
that was
obvious
a stronger
example.
move.
More obvious example. When a criminal organization tries to take away the life's work of a crippled woman, What do you do?
Ooh, your move isn't very strong, but he doesn't look at the board. He looks down and he looks clearly very ashamed. He's quiet.
You don't need to know what the right thing is. It is obvious what the right thing is, but the problem is, doing the right thing is hard. Doing the right thing takes conviction. Doing the right thing takes strength. It takes strength to be kind to strangers, to stand up for yourself, to stand back up after you've been pushed down.
He pounds his fist on the table and makes the pieces rattle. Do not presume to tell me about conviction, young man. You have no idea what real conviction is.
Lo, very calmly.
Oh!
Excuse me.
Lo very calmly sets down a piece, fulfilling a trap he set up through the entire game, capturing most of this guy's pieces.
It all comes together.
Park looks fucking like you slapped him in the face.
I don't know what conviction is. The past few days have taught me a lot. And I do think I've found out what exactly conviction is worth. Look around yourself. Where are you? Where has your conviction brought you? Your conviction to doing the right thing. You're sitting in a jail cell and getting your ass handed to you. You're sitting in a jail cell and getting your ass handed to you by some dude at a board game. Come on, man.
Bob's scrub board.
My point being, I think
He breathed it very strongly.
the Kulang who is outdated. I found my own way of life. My way of strength. The Kulanju.
You will fail.
I might. But I'll get back up again. That's what strength means.
His hand hovers over the container for his stones, but instead of picking one and setting it on the board, he just wipes both containers and the board off the table and turns to the guard. I would like to return to my cell now.
Lo, very, smiles to himself and just crouches down and very slowly starts picking up the individual stones and sorting them back into their containers.
Okay. While you do that, the guard does indeed return him to his cell. This time they don't go through the window.
Lo doesn't say anything else, he just waves at him as he leaves.
He goes back into his cell and the guard looks around, looks left, looks right. His colleagues patrolling the alleys between the cells and the meeting room are pretty far away, out of earshot. And you can't really see what's going on because you're on the floor kneeling, picking up the pieces. But the guard leans into the door before he closes it. Don't worry about him, Your Holiness. Preparations have been made. End scene. And we're back to the spearhead. Which I need to clean up a little bit. Give me a second.
Also, there's a floating dartboard.
It's not
Actually,
floating.
Ghost of the dartboard. The dartboard died and was resurrected as a ghost.
I assumed it
dartboard.
would just place on the ground instead of hanging on the wall.
Yes, that was the intention.
Yeah. Buzz off, old man.
Sit down, old man. My religion is for cool kids. You wouldn't understand.
The future is now.
Pretty much. The future is now.gif.
I didn't use those alternative icon where he has sunglasses, but yeah.
Pulls out sunglasses. Shut up, old man.
He does have an old icon with sunglasses. I made it for
Throws up
TBA.
finger guns.
Shoots mud on a finger gun.
Let me just set up a little bit here. I need some more chairs.
Shit.
Nah.
Open up the free asset store and grab some chairs. Give me a second.
No.
There's some chairs right here.
Sandy. Hold on, it's just having fun
I know
without
that-
you.
I know there are chairs right there, but they're bound up in the group.
Amber is still in her crooked state. There we go.
I was gonna say, no apricots allowed.
No, I'll sit under the chair.
If you had if you had let
She
me
puts
put
the
you
chair
there, I
on
would
top
have
of
put
the
you
back.
to front.
Silly.
But no,
Holder.
you had to do it yourself.
Silly Holder.
tried
She
to help
doesn't
you.
understand chairs. She's from the past. That's what we do in this city, you silly woman.
But yeah, it's the day after the prison visit, and Rana has asked you all for a meeting. All right, it took a while. You guys really did a number on this place, but it's all rebuilt.
Lo looks down
So,
his hands, but he's used to scrub mud out of half of the building.
The majority of the building. They had to call an exorcist to make sure that none of Amber's spirits remain trapped somewhere.
So, now that we have established a permanent outpost here, it's time to use it, and I want you guys to help me with it.
What sort of help do you need?
Well, as you might have noticed, could have escaped your notice, but I think you noticed. The place, the city is in a bit of a state of chaos.
Yeah.
I don't
So,
know what you're
you-
talking about. What us?
You guys had did something impressive. I have to admit. I'll be honest. I didn't really expect you guys to prevail against the mafia. Let's just say the officers I sent you weren't top rate. I didn't send my best.
You did not have to admit to that.
Big surprise.
So you sent them here just to die?
No, I just my better officers were more useful elsewhere, I thought. I didn't
So
have the biggest
you're not-
confidence in you guys, but now I do.
That's nice.
Listen,
Okay.
I know that doesn't sound very great, but I've been fighting a war in this city, okay?
I guess. So, what did you call us here to talk about?
All right. The police is mostly bound up in just holding things together and taking care that people don't blow each other up. So you guys are not affiliated with us officially, and so you would be valuable assets. You can talk to people that won't talk to us. You can do things that we are not technically allowed to do.
Sell drugs.
No.
Damn it.
I won't ask you more about this if you never mention it again.
Well, I think
Bag of drugs off the table slowly.
slowly, just slowly, like one has, you have like a fucking stack of drugs, and you
Just
slide it off
takes
the table.
bricks of cocaine one by one off the table.
Like you just slide it all into a duffel bag that has drugs written on it inside in Sharpie.
No, it's a big black garbage bag with drugs written in, like, made with tape written on the side.
Well, you've been so kind as to be honest in your opinion about us. I have to say, ever since I've come here, I personally am not too happy with all the things the police are doing.
Yeah, well, I haven't been either. But as I said, I'm fighting a war out here. I haven't had contact with Central since your helicopter went down. So I've had to make do with the people I have. But that's about to change with you guys' help. We need to open up some of the gates.
Sounds reasonable.
Do the gates
Alright,
lead
the-
outside?
No, the gate to the outside, strangely enough, is gone. There's just a smooth wall where it used to be. A smooth, 30-meter high wall.
Why don't you create
The gate
a
was
new
missing. Where's
hole?
the problem? You just add a new one, but you mean like it's literally gone.
Yeah, a giant
Well-
smooth wall cannot be destroyed with artillery. It keeps regenerating.
Yes.
Mhm.
Got
Haven't
it?
got my
Oh,
wizards to look
great.
at this.
Yeah, my mom told me. That's not a lie. She did.
Haven't got your
But-
wizards to look at this yet.
We need to establish contact with Central first. We can't go directly to the island, which is the district in the center of the city. It's the highest of all districts. No, the second highest of all districts. But the gate between the guilds and the island is a long bridge, and as a defensive mechanism, this bridge was exploded when the insurrection started.
Sounds purely defensive.
Purely defensive.
Mm.
So we need to go through the other districts. So we have a few options. Namely, we can go through Campus Town, we can go through Muscle Town, or we can go through the Shines.
The shines?
I like the sound of one of those, but I feel like we should decide that unanimously.
As
are
the
these
party
places?
leader, I say we go to this one.
The one with the buff.
Okay.
The muscles. Low sweats.
Quick info dump for you guys, for those who read the pamphlet on their helicopter ride. Campus Town is, as the name suggests, has the university and most of the student and intellectual population, museums, all that good shit. The Shine is the entertainment district. It has casinos and lots of arcades and whorehouses and all that sort of stuff. And Muscletown has the gyms and the sports.
We should probably go read up on, these things.
On gyms, yes, we should read up on gyms. Sorry.
These things points to abs.
Well, it would stand to reason, Rana says, that somewhere in the university there are some old books that could tell you something about your little fashion accessories.
Lo visibly deflates. But catches himself, then sits up straight, yes, that would definitely stand to reason, and as such, I feel like it is the logical route to take. There's the sound of shattering dreams as he says goodbye to Muscletown in his hand. Back to college.
So the gate to Campus Town has been overtaken by the photograph guerrillas, and they're there in great force.
Who you're sure aren't actual photographers.
And the group that you wanted to join, Hugo.
Well, it would be a shame if one of the party members.
Rana looks at Hugo quite confused.
There was a
real
misunderstanding.
shame.
There was a misunderstanding. He thought the Apple photograph was a group of photographers. It was is that? He realizes that was perhaps one of those embarrassing things Hugo didn't want to talk about, and shuts up.
Well, why would they call it that way?
Rana rolls her eyes. Trust me, everybody's been asking themselves that.
Yeah, honestly, I'm usually all for rebellion, but they did shoot a rocket at the helicopter that I was in. So,
If it
personal.
was someone else's helicopter, I would have been totally fine with it.
So you're okay with rebels, as long as they don't affect you.
As long
The
as they don't
point
shoot-
is, Rana says, that they are letting people pass, but they are charging exorbitant bribes.
Hugo is rich. That's fine.
Sadly, they're only taking cash.
Oh.
Wow. Seems I don't have any problems getting in that case.
It would also be a possibility that you weaken their position within the guilds, so that they have to take away troops from the gate, and then me and mine can take it from them.
Ooh. So it's a sabotage op.
In general, it wouldn't be a terribly bad idea to maybe weaken the position of the groaners and the photographs. It would certainly make my day a hell of a lot.
Did you cut out?
Hello?
Probably just easier.
Are you good? We good? Is everyone good?
Are we good now?
Make her day a lot easier.
It would certainly make my day a hell of a lot easier.
Well, seems like, two birds with one stone. We get to look into our strange cursed artifact. and help you out a little bit.
Good. In exchange, I will provide you assistance as I can, and the Spearhead will take advantage of the finest police protection.
And as a note, try not to, subjugate the populace.
She gives you a funny look. What are you talking about?
Listen, ever since I've gotten here, there's a lot of angry people with guns, pointing guns around to intimidate random people who frankly didn't do anything wrong. Sometimes it's the police, sometimes it's not the police.
Didn't you point guns at people earlier?
Only these, he flexes.
Oh yeah.
All right, I see your point. I will
Goes off somewhere.
listen, and things can get heated, but I will talk to my people.
That is appreciated.
All right. I hope this will be the beginning of a very fruitful partnership. I will aid you with finding ways to cut in on the groaners and the photographs, since she waggles her radio receiver.
Oh, dude.
Amber-
Oh, God. Oh, God, do we
Amber's
have to get...
desperately hiding her scheming hands under the table.
Oh, man, are we going to have to get bugged? Am I going to become a narc?
What are you talking about, a narc? Amber sweats.
But I think for today we can all just relax a little bit more, and tomorrow we'll talk about what you want to do as your first step.
Sure.
All right, any questions?
Rana looks around at the table, like of all the people who are just plain idiots who she's asking, helping do her job.
All right, I'll go have that talk with my people then. See you guys tomorrow, 7 a.m. sharp.
Bye, Lo says, winking. Get it? Because it's like, okay, she's gone.
She's already turned her back and is out the door by the time you. Wow.
All right, and that is all for today. I hope you all enjoyed.
Mhm.
Man, all the backstory. Looks at backstory.
Amber, you suddenly feel watched.
Yeah. Well, the secret twist is that Amber is part of everyone's backstory.
Backstory.jpg.
Yes.
More like
All right,
backstab
everybody
story.
say goodbye to Chad.
Goodbye,
Bye,
chat.
chat.
Bye.
Bye, chat.
Shut it down! Shut it down!
Kill it.